Okay, go on a little bit more. Wait, so wait. Sheyesh cholkim al zeh, on the Sefer Truma, on this idea that that's the first, Sheyesh cholkim al zeh, by which case? By all those cases? By Chiltit also?
Yeah, well, when he says that they have a machlok with the Sefer Shemach Sakin ben Yomo, I mean that even in the case of Sakin ben Yomo would be mutter?
Yeah. He's saying like sort of 2 points. He's saying, Yesh cholkim al tosfot, that says that other things are like Chiltit. And then there's another point, which is we also argue, Va'afilu ksha sakin ben yomo mashma de pligi aleha. In other words, there are some people that say even if it is ben yomo, it won't cause harifut to pass on. In other words, only by Chiltit. Even if it's ben yomo. And that was kind of Rashi, who said there has to be sham nunit there. Okay, go on. It draws in its naturally. As it draws the snon draws the balua out of the knife. Meshicha yesh la betiva. It can pull out the balua from the knife. Now here's the Rambam. Period. So he said, what does he say? What do we see from this Rambam?
That it's Rambam is talking about Tzon B'Kayat Sebo Midvarim Chalifim, so it's expanded to all Dvarim Charidim.
And what about our topic about Ben Yomo or Eino Ben Yomo? This is to me the most important question.
But it seems, I don't know, my gut instinct is that it seems that it's like an immediate act.
Right, it does sound like it says that he Shechatach ba.
It's not like he's waiting at a different time.
He went straight.
He would specify if it was a question of Ben Yomo or not. He would specify that.
Oh, that's exactly what we're going to see. That's exactly the next line in the Beis Yosef. So read the next line. He says. Right. So the Rambam, first of all, the Rambam is saying everything Harif. That is the same din. U'mekom makom. And what's the din of shar kelim? She'enam ben yomo, that they're noten tam lefgam, and they can't create isser. And he didn't specify here. He should have written. What should he have written? The Rambam should have written afilu kli she'eno ben yomo, afilu sakin she'eno ben yomo. He should have written sakin. Sakin afilu eno ben yomo shechatach ba basar tzli. Or whatever. Some place he should have written in afilu eino ben yomo to teach us this din. Since he didn't, then we go by his normal halacha, which he already taught us, which is that every kli that's eino ben yomo is noten tam gam and mutter. So he's basically pulling out of the Rambam that this din only applies in a case of a kli being eino ben yomo. I'm sorry, ben yomo. All these halachas are ben yomo against the Sefer Truma.
Which, as you said, as we just saw, the Sefer Truma's statement isn't such a strong statement.
Right, and anyway, the Sefer Truma's statement isn't so strong. Exactly. Because he said maybe. And we also, right. And he also seemed to bring another opinion against it. He said that Yesh... After he... Go ahead.
When the Torah overstates the Rishon that he's quoting, what's my general understanding? Do I take the Torah at face value, or do I, assuming that he read the Rishon better than I did?
We assume that he's arguing something, and that he doesn't quite agree with the Rishon, but he's trying to, enroll the Rishon in helping.
Or he's simplifying. I think, right? Maybe he's simplifying. He's trying to give you... Basically, that's what he is saying, this idea. Why did he bring it up if he doesn't believe it? You know, he has some allegiance to this idea. He's simplifying, I think. Anyway, the Beis Yosef brought the Sefer Truma. He brought that Yesh Cholkim Alav, and that even if the knife is ben yomo, it's not enough. And then he comes out that the Rambam says sort of in the middle course. Well, if it's ben yomo, then it's a problem. In other words, he says, first of all, there are some people that say it's only by chiltit, ever. And the Rambam says it's by everything, but he also limits it to ben yomo. So that's kind of like a compromise position. It's not everything, and even and like to say for Truma, even if it's Eino ben yomo. But it's everything, but must be at least ben yomo. So let's turn to the Shulchan Aruch, and I'm going to open up the Marechet Shulchan. Say it again. I don't understand what I didn't follow you, Gary.
It doesn't matter all the time.
Alright. Oh, where is it? It's in chapter 9, halacha 24.
Yeah. It says they mentioned Sakin Goy.
No, he's not talking about goy. He's talking about basar and chalav. He's talking about basar and chalav. You're right. It's a good point. But presumably it's the same din. So where are we? We're in Sadi Vav. And let's look at the halacha. Gila, you want to read a little bit? Are you around?
Sure. Where did you want us to be?
From the beginning, Sadi Vav in the Shulchan Aruch. And I'm opening the Marechet Shulchan.
Okay. Do you want me to read from the Shulchan Aruch or the Marechet?
Well, the text of the Shulchan Aruch is the same.
I know, but okay.
Yeah, either one is fine, but I would say open up the Marechet because I want to look at the commentaries.
Okay. Fine.
But for now, you can read either.
Okay. Sinon o silka shechatcha besakim shel basar ben yomo o she'eno mekunach asur la'ochlam b'chalav ad she'ito mimakom achatach k'dei netilat makom shehu ke'uvei etzba o she'itameno v'lo yehebo ta'am basar she'az mutar b'hadacha ish omrim tehu adin la'eno ben yomo v'hu mekunach.
Wait. Okay, so I want to max this up.
Okay.
The first thing we read is pretty much the tour. The two ideas. Either you do yitamenu or you yitol makomo, which is kedei netila. That's the ovi of an etzba. What, Deborah? I think, right, in the tour it was klipa. Yeah, I think in the tour he says klipa. Good, thank you. Right, I was thinking the same thing when I think that in the tour. I'll just check for a second. Where is it? The Torah just says klipa. And I pointed out that it was not supposed to be klipa, really. Ad sheyiklof makom achatach.
Yeah, so you're saying that's different?
Yes. Klof sounds like klipa, but we saw the Bach said it's kedei netila, and here the Shulchan Aruch is saying it's kedei netila. There's 3 measurements. There's 3 amounts you can remove. Actually, if you want to, if you skip to Taz Yud Daled, look at Taz Yud Daled. I'm in the Merechet. Just because we're talking about klipa and what it is, this is what it says. Like this: Aval hadacha lo mahani, dikevan shakishuim hem lachim. Since they're a soft thing, I efshar lahadicham va'adarabah al yedei hadacha haya nisrach or nidbak behen yoter. In other words, if you have like a banana that has some treif on it and you wash it, it's just going to push it into the banana more. It's not going to necessarily wash it off. Lefichach gorer oto v'dayo. You grate it. You scrape off some of it. V'shiur greda. Here's what I want. V'shiur greda hainu pachot min klipa. Greda is less than klipa. V'klipa. What is klipa? Tzricha shetiyeh gasa ktzat. It needs to be a little bit thick. Kedei shetuchal lehinatel kula, that you could hold it all. Ka'achat. Masha'en tzarich begreda. So klipa, you need to be able to cut off a piece, and you need to be able to like hold the edge of it, and the whole piece would stay together. I mean, obviously, if you cut it and it broke in the middle, it's not a problem. But the thickness, if it would be whole, it wouldn't just fall apart when you held the edge. It should stay together. That's the thickness of klipa. And he's quoting that's in from the Ran, actually. So and then kedei netila is what he says here. Shehu in the Shulchan Aruch. Back to the Shulchan Aruch, he says shehu ka'ovi etzba. It's the thickness of a finger. So thin people don't have to remove as much as more thick people. Now,
That's actually a lot, though. It's the whole vegetable. Yeah, it could be the whole vegetable.
Well, that's what we're saying. If you chop your onions up small, then it's the whole piece. Even not so small. You don't have to dice them. If you just... Right? It is... No, kedei netila is a serious amount. Okay, so we saw that. And then he says, V'yesh omrim dehu adin la'eno ben yomo v'hu mekunach. There are those that say that even if it's eno ben yomo, even if it's old and it's clean, it's still a problem. Who is that?
The Rashba.
The Rashba said it's kulo aser, but it's also sefer truma, right?
Yeah.
It's sefer truma, really. The Torah said it was sefer truma. But the Shulchan Aruch, but the Mechaber, is he passing like this Yesh Omrim?
No. He's just working it, but he doesn't seem to pass it like it.
Right. Well, there's this big question about the Yesh. What is it? What is the Stam v'Yesh in the Shulchan Aruch? What did you anybody have an opinion about that? Like, is there a general rule?
Well, I know from my run that in cases of stuff the Yesh, it's not an always hold by stuff.
By Stam. And why does he bring the Yesh?
Because it was an opinion, I suppose.
Yeah, but there's lots of... He doesn't bring every opinion. Okay, maybe... So, fine. So, we don't... So, I think the Kaf HaChaim has an interesting opinion that he says that the... What does he say? I don't remember, actually. I don't remember. I have to check it again. The Kaf HaChaim, I think he says that each Stam v'Yesh you can go... It's different. In other words, it's not... There's no rule. Sometimes he's like the Yesh and sometimes like the Stam. I think that's what the Kaf HaChaim says. At each topic, you have to investigate to see what he probably means.
Is it not generally that the Yesh Omrim is a more Machmir opinion?
It doesn't have to be. I don't think it has to be.
There's also the case that he's being more specific about the type of Harif. Whereas the Rambam says Harif Harif says Sanon Sivka. So the Taz says on Yesh Omrim, it says Zed Dat Vat V'Mat V'Mat Sanon Shad Harif Harif Tinam Kol Shafiki. But the Shulchan Aruch is specific.
Right. He says, right, let's read that Taz Gimel. He says, Zeh dat bal ha-truma. So that's what we said, that's the bal ha-truma. Sefer ha-truma. Betur. Ditsnon v'shar devarim charifim dinan kekort shel chiltit. They're the same as chiltit ta'aser. Lo'ochlam b'kutach im chatchan b'sakin shel basar v'afilu eino ben yomo. Vein lahatir mitam not barnat. Now he's going to explain to us the halacha. Why don't we just say it's not barnat? In other words, let's say I have a pot of rice cooked in a milchik pot that's eino ben yomo. Can I take a fleshik spoon and take some of the rice out of the hot pot? Took it off the flame. Or let's say I took it off, it doesn't matter. Let's say I took it off the flame, but it's still hot, and I want to scoop up some rice with this hot rice with my fleshik spoon. It was cooked in a milchik pot. What's the halacha?
Cook your fleshik spoon into the milchik pot, is what you're asking.
Yes. Clean fleshik spoon.
Meaning, are you telling us, because obviously l'chatchila you can't do this. What you're asking is, once you've done it, b'diavad, what's the status?
Yeah, okay. Let's say I don't have a milchik spoon, and I don't have one. All I have is a fleshik spoon, and I want to get it out. That would also be called b'diavad.
Right, that is a b'diavad.
Exactly. So now I want to do it. Okay, can I do it though? I couldn't maybe take a treif. Well, maybe whatever. I couldn't take a dirty fleshik spoon and do it, but a clean fleshik spoon. So can I do that? So tell me the halacha both ways.
It's not on fire.
Well, the case of the dagim wasn't on the fire also. Right, bishul is a separate. You're right, even if it's on the fire, let's say it's on the fire. So what's the halacha according to Ashkenazim and according to Sephardim? According to Sephardim, even if the pot is eino ben yomo, is ben yomo, even if it's ben yomo, as long as it's clean, everything is ben yomo, you could do it. According to Ashkenazim, it has to be that it's eino ben yomo. Why is that? Well, first of all, fine. That's the halacha. What I wanted to do is contrast that with the meat. I can't take a fleshik knife and cut, and then I could take that rice out of the thing with the fleshik spoon and eat it with milk or with meat. I could take the rice out, let's say with a milchik spoon from the milchik bowl, put it on my bowl, and I could, if it's ben yomo, if it's eino ben yomo, I could eat it with milk. L'chatchila, I could take out that par of rice from my fleshik bowl, from my fleshik cooking pan, as long as it was eino ben yomo, and I could eat that rice with cottage cheese. And the Sephardim would say, even if the pot was ben yomo, you could do it, as long as it was clean. If you want to have rice with cottage cheese, there's no prohibition. Because it's not barnat. And we say not barnat has to be, is also a problem, so therefore it has to be eino ben yomo. But if you did the same thing with an onion, you can't. If you cut an onion, a cold onion, with a fleshik knife, you can't eat it with cottage cheese. It's worse than boiling, because of this din of chiltit that is me'orer. The chiltit wakes up the previously pagum flavor. So too with an onion. And that's what the Taz is saying here in Gimel. He's saying, Ve'ein, I'm reading there, Ve'ein lahatir mitam not barnat. We would normally matir not barnat In other words, the rice case with the cottage cheese. Kamo dagim shalu bakara. Mishum deshani hacha b'sakin. And he's going to say, why is it different? And this is the Tosfos that we saw. Shalafamim, or the Rashi. Shalafamim nikra shalav shamnunit. Ve'eno nikar. And you don't even notice it. Rashi that is saying the shamnunit. Well, shamnunit is a different thing. What if I know for sure that there's no shamnunit? I took it out of the dishwasher and it's clean. Vo deshani. Wait, sorry. The azhu not barnat mina mamashut vasur. Then it's you have actual mamashut. Va'od deshani hacha decharifut hatznom v'dochach hasakin motzin min hasakin guf hatam shebo. It pulls out the goof. It right like it's moshech mitiv'o. And therefore you get the actual flavor. It's not just a slight transfer from a bowl to a fish, but it's a deeper transfer. Venerally the fizeh did tamcha shekorin chrein chazeret shnimlal b'toch kara shel chalav nikia shnimlal. It was like I don't know what nimlal means. It was mushed. I don't know. Mutar la'achol oto chrein im basar. Why can you eat the chrein im basar? Kevan da kara nikia lelo shamnunit v'gam ein duchka desakin. In other words, he's saying you need duchka desakin. If you just put it in a bowl, there's no pressure. It's not going to transfer flavor, even though it's chrein. If you cut chrein, it would transfer, but just putting it in a bowl doesn't do anything. Okay, he doesn't answer our question about whether that's the halacha. But he's teaching us this idea of the yesh omrim that even if it's old, it could be a problem. Fine. Let's go back to the Shulchan Aruch. Here, Gila, you want to read from he says, "V'yesh omrim dehu adin de'eno ben yomo v'hu mekunach." Vim lo. Sorry, go ahead.
ויש אומרים דהו הדין לאינו בן יומו והוא מקונח. ואם נטל מהם כדי נטילת מקום, וגם לא טעמם ובשלם בחלב, צריך שישים כנגד מה שנגע מהשקית בהם, והוא הדין לחתכם בשקית של קרן.
So what is he telling us here? If you didn't remove the natila, now it's b'diavad. So what's the halacha?
If you didn't use the natila or you didn't taste it and you end up cooking it with challah, then you need shishim against whatever the knife touched.
Right. What does he mean? What if you touched lots of? What is? Could it be ever more than the blade of the knife?
No, what he means. Say that again. What?
Could it be? What if you touched lots and lots of onions with that one knife? Hundreds of onions. Would you still need mashinaga masakin?
The part of the onion that touched the knife.
Yeah, I understand, but what's the upper limit on how much it could be?
What do you mean?
Let's say you touched 1,000 klipas of you touched 1,000 knives, now you got 1,000 klipas. Do you have to mevatel against all those 1,000 klipas, or could it be less possibly? It can't be bigger than the knife.
Because you say Hanan, then you need it against whatever.
No, you don't say Hanan. That's exactly my point. You don't say Hanan because we're the Mechaber here. First of all, if it's Basar b'chalav, if it's Basar or Chalav, there's no Hanan at all because it's Heter. So he says, Kineged Masher Nagav Sakin.